Hey everyone, welcome to That's Dope, the podcast where we talk about dope things. My name is Godswill, and I have a co-host for the first time in such a long time, Matt. He has joined us. He was on episode 54, been our cameraman and our guy behind the scenes, and now he's on the podcast being an actual host. Thank you, bro. And we are here to interview an amazing special guest, LanaBee. Super excited. I'm super hyped that you joined us, yeah, and that, you know, Matt was like, hey, we should talk to her. And I'm like, oh, can't we?
I'm really excited. I've been looking forward to this. So
honestly, we're honored that you would join the podcast. And, you know, we got a lot that we're probably going to want to talk about because it's crazy times out there, especially where you are in Portland and all, right? Man.
Yeah.
So first of all, yeah, you said you're doing all right there, right?
Yeah, I'm doing okay. I mean, it's a little nerve-wracking. I did experience some spooky stuff the other night, but I'm doing okay.
Mm-hmm. All right, that's good. Yeah, like is the sky like orange or like where you are too?
Everything is just it looks like there is no sky. Basically, there's so much thick smoke that everything is smoke. Like normally from my apartment, I can look out and I can see like the hills and the city, and I can even see the bridges by the water. I can't see more than a couple blocks. It's just all this like thick, like gray yellow smoke.
Jeez.
And like everything's covered in ash, and like I don't go outside without like a big gas mask on, and then I worry about my dog. So like he's upset because I'm not taking him to the park as much, but you know.
Poor boy.
Yeah.
I know.
As if things weren't already post-apocalyptic enough, now it actually looks the part, at least out there.
Yeah.
It's wild.
Jeez, yeah, that is a crazy time. But I'm glad you're super bubbly though. You know, like if just seeing your personality, I wouldn't have guessed anything was wrong. You know, like when you told me you're in Portland, I was like, wait, shouldn't you be a lot more like just like, damn, times are tough, you know?
Yeah, just completely like weathered down and just the weight of the world, but no. I try to be positive because it's like in the long run I am not getting the worst of what's happening in the city, so like you know, just trying to stay positive in my little bubble.
Hey, no, I really dig that. You know, I think we all need that sort of attitude these days, and you know, like that's what we're trying to do, I guess, ourselves, you know, hoping to spread some more of that positivity and that knowledge out there, you know, so that way we can make it through this year and then hopefully like get to calmer times, right?
Right. It's going to take that kind of mindset. So good thing you have it already.
Right.
So, I mean, obviously, you know, we know who you are, and I'm sure a lot of our listeners do as well. But, you know, just for anyone else out there who isn't familiar with who you are, who's listening, go ahead and just give us a brief little, you know, tell us about yourself, tell the viewers about yourself, just a little rundown.
Well, I am a cosplaying, content creating, Twitch streamer, Pornstar, YouTuber thingy. I just kind of do like a lot of everything. And my focus is like art and making like cool videos and cool characters and like doing my own spin on cosplays and stuff like that. And I just kind of focus my time on that. I do a lot of Twitch streaming, and I collect tarantulas.
Tarantulas,
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just told me about that the other day, and I was just blown away. Go ahead and tell them how many you got.
I have 7 tarantulas, and then I have a wolf spider and a jumping spider.
Nice.
Wow, 7 tarantulas. Wow. So first of all, how big are these type of spiders? And then like also like you just find them and then like you just I guess house them, or you go to like a store to get them, or
I order some of them online. Some of them I order in store. It's a pretty big hobby, so you can find a lot of breeders online. My biggest is probably, I do have a Goliath bird eater. She's not fully grown.
Wow.
But she's very aggressive.
That sounds like fun.
But all my other tarantulas are pretty chill. I have like a Brazilian black tarantula over here that's really chill. I have a rose hair tarantula in my stream room that's really relaxed. That one I like to hold a lot. She's the only one that ever bit me, but it was totally an accident. She thought I was food.
Oh, wow. So oh my God.
Get that.
You know, like, yeah, that's like this wild, but that's cool. I mean, guys, what started you like even like jumping into that?
So like 2 years ago, I got bit by a yellow sac spider, which has a very similar venom to a brown recluse. And I got hospitalized for about a month. and I had to be on a lot of antibiotics, and I couldn't walk for a while, and I had this massive scar on the back of my leg. And when I found the first yellow sac spider after that, I was like, holy crap, this thing is so tiny.
Oh, so you can curse on the podcast. We're explicit.
Oh, okay. I was like, holy crap, so tiny, and it messed my shit up. Like, it was insane, and that literally blew my mind. I started looking more into spiders, and then that branched out into watching like tarantula collecting videos, and I was like, oh shit, I want a tarantula. And then like my big turn, my first tarantula was like right as COVID was starting. I was like really stressed out. I had a friend staying with me, and I woke her up one morning at like 8 a.m. and I was like, dude, I want to go to the pet store and buy a tarantula. Are you gonna come with me? And she's like, yeah, I guess.
Yeah, I guess.
On such a whim. That's great.
Yeah.
Man, that's crazy.
That's a homie right there for real. That's and then it just blew up, I guess, to like seven tarantulas, and then 2, like you said, wolf spider and a jumping spider, right?
Yeah, and I want to get more jumping spiders. I really like them, and I want to get more wolf spiders. I just keep finding tarantula breeds that I really like and that I want to try taking care of, because they're so interesting and they're so amazing. And like, you have to curb my enthusiasm, because I will start talking about spiders and I will just talk about spiders.
No,
you know,
I mean, you.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I'm interested, you know, although like also you said so many titles, I'm just like, okay, hold up. Like, where do we ask? You seem super cool and just chill. I'm just like, this is great. And also I was wondering like if your name LanaBee like is related to, I guess, like a love of like insects, bees, all that, I guess. Like, do you just like bugs too, or like is it particularly spiders? And then
I just really like bugs. The bees does come from I do have a really deep love of bees, and I want to eventually, when I move somewhere, I want to have like a bee garden. And then Lana comes from I used to be, and I still am, I'm obsessed with this TV show called Broad City, and one of the main characters is called Alana. And I didn't want to copy it directly, so I just took Lana. And so it's just LanaBee. Although I kind of wish I went with something like spidery, like Lana, like.
I was about to say, I was
know.
like, how can we went with bee over spider?
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, but
like Lana Widow.
Ooh.
Hey, that would be cool. Yeah.
Rebrand time? No, LanaBee. I do like LanaBee. That's really nice though.
Yeah, it does roll off the tongue there. And so question here for you that I had, like with all that you do, I mean, geez, you're on every platform out there, really. Like, first of all, how do you have time for all that? Because I know you stay consistent, right, with all these things. But I guess second of all, like, how do you find time for yourself, really, to like, you know, kind of collect yourself and chill?
I have really intense time management. I create bullet journals that kind of break down my day into chunks and like what I have to do. Cause like, you know, like on my OnlyFans, I post every single day, and, you know, I have to post 2 large videos at the end of the month, 1 full length on OnlyFans, and then like 1 like preview one on Pornhub. And I do like a YouTube video at the beginning of the day and like, or at the beginning of the week. And like, I have to like section all my time off. But what I try to do is like create a certain time where I stop working. So like after like between like 10 p.m. and like 1 a.m., that's like my time. And then like when I wake up, like to like maybe 2 or 3 hours after I wake up, that's my time. Wow. And then I also give myself like full days off, like Saturday and Sunday. I still do a little bit of work, but I don't tend to like push myself quite as much as I normally would. So.
Wow.
That's good.
I mean, that's awesome. Because I mean, I wish I was that regimented like that. You know, I'm just really like, what time is it? Oh, I gotta do stuff. I don't know what I'm doing.
Oh yeah. Well, and then the other side of it too is like, I'm out here in Portland. I don't have any family that lives out here. I don't really have any friends that are out here. My partner lives in LA. So like, I'm just kind of, unless I'm traveling, I just like, you know, that along with like COVID and everything and like the state of the city right now, I'm just home all day. And then I have this little extra special trick where instead of buying a TV, I have a projector. So I can't watch TV until after the sun goes down.
That's clever.
Yeah.
That's a good trick right there. I think I need to look into that. Well, it may be a little too late. I've put too much money into my entertainment system.
I know, right? Man, and also that's only going to help during winter time, like when it's like, oh, sun's down, gotta go back to, gotta go back.
Time for Hannibal.
Oh yeah, right. That's pretty cool.
I've been thinking about watching that. How is that show, by the way?
I say it's what's really good? I'm addicted to the horror genre, so I really do like it. It has a really nice callback to the original films and the original short stories, while still maintaining sort of like a modern twist on it. And it's very gory. They get very creative, and I
Cool.
like it.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that's right up my alley because I actually read a couple of the books, and I'm super into Silence of the Lambs. You know, Hannibal. Red Dragon was actually a lot of people didn't like that, but honestly, I thought it was pretty cool. So I probably
A
should
lot of
watch
people,
that.
oh yeah, and a lot of people who seem to like, if you liked anything like Dexter or True
Oh, yeah.
Detective, you'll really like Hannibal. It's the same like psychic, but or like not psychic, but like psychological like twists and turns kind of thing. It's really good.
Okay, cool. Yeah, because I watched all of Dexter as well. So makes sense.
I
Okay.
haven't watched any of those.
That's good.
I'm
You
I'm
need to
just
get on
trying to wrap.
top of it, man.
No, there's so many shows to watch though. You know, it's like.
I mean, yeah, that's true.
That's
And also,
fair.
I heard, I mean, right? It's like I heard Dexter also like didn't end as well. So I was about to start it, and then I was like, oh well, okay. Do I
Bro,
even
but-
start it?
End well, yeah.
Yeah.
Hardly
Really
anything ends
well.
well these days. It's
Which
hard.
is such
to
a
end.
bummer. It seems like it's really crucial for these TV shows to end well. Like, what are y'all's favorite TV shows? Actually, that's a good question. Like over,
Ooh.
like of all time,
Of
Mm,
all time,
Yeah.
I'd have to say
or
one of
even
my
like
top-
this year, or even this year, this during coronavirus time,
Hmm.
because all
Well,
time is a hard
I am really enjoying Hannibal. I would have to say one of my top favorites of all time that isn't anime would probably be Parks and Rec.
all right.
I did like it. Not horror, but so good.
one.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, what's your favorite? And then also Matt, what's yours? And then while you think about that, Lana, what's your favorite anime? Unless you
Full
got that
Metal
already.
Alchemist Brotherhood.
Hey.
Oh, that's-
hey,
Yes,
hey,
without a doubt.
hey,
There it is.
Followed by Cowboy Bebop.
hey, there we
Oh,
go. Classic.
Yeah. So on that note, though, just to jump in, yeah, you should have been at our Bebop nights that we've thrown. Man,
Oh, I
those
heard.
parties
Yeah.
were so dope. So hopefully once this clears up, you know, we'll be able to throw a few more, especially, you know, in the LA area.
Yeah.
So
I
that'd
got
be
some
cool.
plans for some parties and events actually. So yeah, once all
Yeah.
this clears up, boom, you got to come down.
Oh yeah.
Definitely
sure.
party with us. So you say you do
Oh, yeah.
art also, right? So like, what type of art do you do? And then like, what got you? And then how long you been doing your art for?
I've been doing art ever since I was little. My big dream was to be an artist. I'm working right now on working my way towards a graphic novel, and I do like traditional like acrylic paintings, but not super often lately. A lot of it's been like either sketching or like digital drawings and stuff like that. So that's kind of what I've been working on, just messing around with that a bit, because I do
Okay.
like doing art. It's not like my main thing. It used to be for a long time, and then I stopped for a bit, and like now I'm getting back into it because my boyfriend's really been encouraging me
Mhm.
to get back into art. So that's been really nice.
It's pretty cool. Maybe we got to hire you for a project or something, huh?
I know, right?
Yeah, I'll throw my art your way. You can
Please,
see
do.
what
Yeah.
Please.
Because I've
do.
seen a
A
few
lot.
of your yeah, I've seen a few of your like chibi drawings and stuff, and they're super cool. I love it. Super cute, kawaii, perfect.
Hawaii.
Hawaii. I guess just to jump in, just so I don't leave any loose ends, the favorite shows for me, I mean, Godswill, you know I'm super into Viking culture, but also obviously Vikings, the show, still going. I think at least I'm still going with it. But The Last Kingdom, though,
Last
that
Kingdom.
one's amazing. Yeah, because it's the Saxon take. It's actually based on the Saxon Chronicles.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like the most historically accurate telling we have of the Viking era. So super into that one.
Have you played Hellblade?
I have.
Oh,
Isn't that the one we
Yes.
talked about last time?
Yes, I'm glad you brought it up.
God, I should have got it. I said
It's
I was
okay. No,
going
no,
to.
no. It's all good. But yeah, when you
that's
get the
one of my
chance.
favorites.
Oh, you ready for number 2? You ready for number 2?
Yes.
Oh
I'm
my
so psyched.
goodness. Send you a sacrifice. Like I keep trying to like quietly tell people about it. You know, it's just like, okay, if you want to like know about like a different way of playing games, I guess like just it brings you in so well, especially once you play with headphones.
Oh
And
yeah, it's a
then-
whole experience.
I'm glad that someone else knows about it because I don't
Yeah,
blame
that's
you
cool.
for not knowing about it, but I think more people need to know about it.
Oh yeah, it wasn't huge. I mean the studio that made it had like 30, 35 people even. It was like really, it wasn't that big. They didn't have a huge budget for advertising, but like the game itself is like such a fantastic experience. Like,
Thank you. Speak on that.
whew, it's like
People-
emotional.
Hmm I think I cried at the end actually, you know, like
I cried multiple times in that game.
Man,
Oh
now
man.
I'm getting some chills actually thinking about it right now.
Me too, yeah.
Oh man.
Okay, I've heard it enough times now. Between the two of you two, I have to get that as soon as we get off of this meeting.
Yes, you
I'm
definitely do.
absolutely gonna start
Yeah.
playing that tonight while drinking.
Well, honestly, yeah, like it's oh, whew, that's gonna be a trip, honestly. Well,
Uh,
it's gonna take you to a whole nother world, you know. I'm like,
I'm down. I'm down. Let's
good,
go there.
good, yeah, take you to ancestral plane, right?
Oh, bro.
Hell yeah.
What
That'd
other
be
games are
nice.
you about, Lana? Like, it looks like you know quite a thing or two about the indie game scene, huh?
I do like indie games. I'm mostly really big into horror games.
Oh,
Some of my
okay.
top favorites, I love, like, these aren't indie, but like Doom and like Alien Isolation is one of my ultimate favorite
Oh,
games.
Alien Isolation.
I did get contacted by an indie game developer, which I'm not allowed to say who it is
Damn,
or what they're doing because they told me I couldn't. But
damn NDAs.
I know, but I am going to be playing their game the first week of October, right when it comes
Hey,
out.
oh, cool.
So I'm really excited, and that's like a spooky horror type game. So I'm really excited for it because it's like right up my alley.
sweet.
But yeah,
I was just thinking, like, we need to like start doing some horror type of games. I mean,
Mhm.
falls in the air outside the fire and the ash and all the smoke, right? In fact, that's
yeah,
actually that's pretty horror themed right there. So now's the
yeah.
perfect time, right?
Exactly. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, it's Silent Hill, and also the leaves are turning. This is so nice.
Oh, so I love this time of year.
Exactly.
Nothing like
Man,
little smoke in the air.
what's your favorite horror game of all time?
Probably Alien Isolation.
Mhm.
I really liked Layers of Fear, but when I finished it, it was sort of like an oh. But like the build up was really good. Let's see. I desperately want to play PT, but I don't think there's any way to
Mm,
play that
you have to
unless you
buy like
buy
the
a
PlayStation.
PS4 with it already downloaded on it. Oh man, I have a lot of them that I really enjoy. I didn't really enjoy Until Dawn. But it was still okay. I don't know. I'm big into like horror like movies
Uh
and
huh.
TV
Mhm.
shows and games and books and stuff. So when I try to like compartmentalize, I'm like, why do I like this one? Well,
Uh
I
huh.
like this one for this reason, but that's a different type of horror than this one.
What type of horrors do you like? You know, and then also I guess yeah, what type of horror do you like? And then what's your favorite medium of horror? You know?
I would say my favorite medium of horror is movies. I
Mhm.
really love to. My favorite pastime, which this freaks my boyfriend out, is I love to get really stoned and then like cozy up and watch a horror movie. Like that's like my favorite way to end the day.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, and so I really love horror that focuses not just around psychological, but also has like a gore intake. Like not where the whole thing is just psychological or just gore, but like a really good balance of both. Like anything really by like Ari Aster, I really enjoy. So like Midsummer and Hereditary, I thought were fantastic. Jordan Peele's work, I
The
mostly
more
watch Jordan
thriller
Peele's work.
types.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
really mostly enjoy that because of like the cinematography itself is just so beautiful. Like it has the same sort of color grading as like maybe Mandy, but like a little less intense. So I really enjoy the visual aspects of that. But then there's like other ones where it's like Tucker and Dale versus Evil or The
The
Cabin where it's
comedy
like
stuff.
horror, but it's like a whole other genre.
Uh huh.
Yeah,
Wow.
I like it.
You got deep into that. I was just sort of
Yeah,
like, wow, how many even types of horror are there? I'm not a big horror guy myself personally. How about you, Matt? I bet you would like horror, right?
bro. And yeah, I do. I mean, I wouldn't call myself like a connoisseur or
Uh huh.
anything by any means, but especially, whenever you said Alien Isolation, that's one that's dear to my heart because I've been
Mm.
watching the Alien saga since I was
Mm.
probably 5 years
Oh,
old, which I shouldn't have been.
Yeah, right,
Um,
like 5 years old.
but
Hold up.
I just loved the Alien. So I'm
all
super
my
into that.
tarantulas aren't all my tarantulas are named after alien characters.
Oh,
Oh
really?
wow.
So
Yeah.
is Ripley the main tarantula?
Ripley is my Mexican red knee tarantula. My Goliath bird eater is Nostromo. My Brazilian
Oh,
black is
cool.
Xenomorph. I have like, yeah, I've got names for all
Nice.
of them that are
Wow.
all alien
Holy
themed because
smokes.
I
favorite movies.
I
That's
suddenly love those tarantulas so much more now.
so much more, right? That's so cool. I just started watching Alien for the first time, really, like 2 years ago, 3 years ago.
Godswill.
I know.
It's so
Like
Uh,
good.
one thing I will say, my mom didn't really like let me watch horror. She even thought like Scooby Doo was
mm,
scary, and like,
okay.
so she was like, no. And then like I'm not like against horror, but I don't go looking out for it. But
That's fair.
yeah,
Yeah.
but like especially like during this time of year, it's like why not try to get into some horror? And you are an expert on horror, so it's just so like, ooh, let me try to pick your brain as much as possible for,
Right.
before the
Get
season.
some ideas for the season.
Because as soon as Halloween's done, Christmas time on.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
That's what
I
I'm
watch
looking
Elf
forward
every
to.
day.
Ooh, yes.
Every day.
What's your favorite holiday? Both of you guys. What's your favorite holidays?
Halloween.
Yeah, of course, right? I was like,
yeah.
I mean,
I thought you'd give us a curveball. Also, I was like, let's see.
It's Valentine's Day.
Easter, of course. Just the rabbit,
Right?
the grass, and I don't know.
I don't
No,
know.
I
Some
mean-
the eggs.
Same here, really. I mean, Halloween.
Mm-hmm.
To be honest, I don't really have a favorite per se because I'm like 50-50 Halloween and Christmas because, oh man, just something about that Christmas spirit. Oh my God. I don't know.
Oh,
just
yeah.
like all the Overwatch skins for Christmas
Hell
and
yeah.
all the other games that give you Christmas event stuff. Destiny, I'm into that. So,
Mhm,
oh
mhm.
man.
Every time you get a loot box, there's some sort of there's snowflakes.
The jingles,
Yep.
right? Oh,
Yep.
wait, we can't think about that yet, all right?
Yeah,
Not
no,
too
you-
deep.
Yeah,
It's
no,
not
too
yet
much.
time. It was spooky time now, or almost.
But we can
Exactly,
have spooky Christmas lights, right?
Oh yeah, I have orange Christmas lights up.
Ooh.
Hey, there you go.
Yeah, and the box said this box calls. I think they're called spooky lights. Oh,
Oh.
they're called spooky nights string
Oh.
lights.
Ah, clever.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm sure all my
I'm
LEDs
sold.
can switch over to orange. So,
There you go.
Purple's pretty spooky themed too.
Oh yeah, mix
like
the
it.
orange and purple together. There you go, right off the bat.
What do you guys plan to do this Halloween, by the way? You guys have any plans yet? Like, I don't even know like what we can do, or like
Right,
what.
That's the big thing for me, really. I don't know what we're going to be allowed to do, where we're going to be allowed to go, or what I feel comfortable with. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe
Oh,
just sitting inside and like a Kigurumi and watching some horror movies. That's
Pass
what I did
yourself
last time,
some-
to be honest.
Yeah, that sounds pretty nice. How about you, Lana?
Yeah. I am trying to see if depending on how things are, I'm gonna try and fly my boyfriend up from LA, and
Oh,
he
that's
said he'll
nice.
stay with me the week of Halloween, and he'll watch all my favorite horror movies with him if I bake him anything that he wants, which I plan to do. So
Sounds like a good deal.
Win-win, right? It's like who's losing in this whole thing?
exactly, it's like all we get is cuddles and pastries. It's gonna be great.
Hey,
That's-
that sounds like a good plan.
Sounds like a great plan. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Did you tell us like what your favorite Halloween movies are or horror movies are?
Godswill wants to know now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd have to say some of my top favorite horror movies. I really love, like I said, anything by Ari Aster or Jordan Peele. Like that's a given. I really love some of the old times. Like I love the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I love. Let's see, what else do I love? I love Mandy. Really, the only thing I'll watch with Nicolas Cage in it.
No, National Treasure. I don't even know what it's called. Is it called National Treasure?
That's
I
not
cannot
quite a horror movie.
stand his movie.
What about the one with the bees? Is that the Wicker Man, right? Yeah.
Oh boy.
Yeah, I would have to say that's probably the only one of his that I'll watch. And then I have a pretty big arsenal, but I do really love The Cabin.
The Arsenal. I like this.
Yeah, my arsenal. I've always got one to the plot. I really loved Underwater, which came out recently with Kristen Stewart.
Underwater. Dun, 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 dun.
Oh,
Underwater
so
Squad.
good. I'd say that's probably some of my top favorites. I'll probably remember more later when I'm in the shower and be like, "Oh fuck, I should have said that."
All right, no, that's what I always do after every podcast. It's like, damn, I should have asked her about that question. Curses.
Yeah, I know that feeling. I felt that last time with the video games. Oh god.
Yeah, right. Like I remember after we were talking, and I was just like, damn, like what else could we say? There's so many things we came up after the podcast, and I'm like, should we do a part 2? Nah, this is what's gonna happen in this podcast most likely, but we'll get there when we get there, right?
Let's just start doing 3-hour-long podcasts. We'll be all right. I'm sure
Boom.
people have the patience
you
for
go.
it.
Exactly. So
Just have to slap an ad in at every hour. There you go.
Yeah.
Boom. There we go. Raid Shadow Leg or what is it?
Shadow
Shadow-
Raid Shadow
Shadow League.
Shadow of the Raid. I don't know.
I don't know. They're obviously not
Raid-
our sponsor. We don't have any
Raid
sponsors.
Legends.
Anyone wants to hear this and pay us money? We got you. We'll say your name correctly. Boom.
That's right. Especially Raid Legends or something. I don't know.
Boom. There you go. I think that's even better now. I'm thinking about it. Go ahead.
No, that you're cool. I was just gonna say one question that I've have really had on my mind for you, Lana, is like, so what platform did you start on? Since you're on like everything in the world and you're pretty equally as popular on all of it, like what really got you started?
I started on My Free Cams, and then quickly moved to Chatterbait. Actually, that was my start on any type of social media, really. I mean, like I sort of had like an Instagram
Like
kind
of all
of.
time, like you started with that and then you got to social media?
Well, for like my actual for LanaBee, like I
Okay,
did have
gotcha,
like
gotcha.
as my
Yeah,
normal
for your
self. I mean,
personal.
I had like I mean, like my big thing in high school was I was really into Tumblr and the My Little Pony forums,
Mm.
and DeviantArt. So I was that
It's like I was like, oh, I know that type.
yeah.
Mm.
So that was my big thing, and so I guess that kind of like introduced me to the internet. But it wasn't until I started developing like LanaBee and like trying to become more in social media, I started with MFC because I started with stripping, and then it went to online camming, and then it all kind of like branched out from there.
Wow.
Okay.
So wait, how was
Yeah.
it stripping? And then like how like is it hard? Is it more like the physical side of it, like with the pole dancing, or like how
Well,
was your experience with that, by the way?
so the pole spins, which makes
Mhm.
everything a lot easier. But for
Oh, I
it's
always thought it
very
stayed in
Yeah.
place. Okay.
Huh.
No,
Okay.
it spins. It's way easier than they make it seem. But it is still difficult, like if you want to do actual tricks and stuff. Like I would always come home and I'd be like covered in bruises from like trying to do tricks on the pole and like trying to balance in the like 6-inch heels, which isn't as hard as you would think when you have a balancer, but like
Hmm.
it was interesting. My biggest issue was that I have Asperger's, and one of my things is that I have really bad like tactile triggers, so like sometimes I can't be touched. So when I
Mhm.
would go into lap dances and guys would like put their hands on me, I was like, I don't like this.
Mm.
Oh, wow.
And so that was my biggest thing. And then I had a few like negative interactions with some of the club owners, and it was actually another stripper. This is going to sound super like fantasy realm, but it was this beautiful redheaded Australian stripper who like took me aside and was like, "Do you know about online porn?" And I was like, "Well, I mean,
Tell me
yeah." And
more.
she's like, "Well, I'm going to teach you about it, and I think you're going to do better there than you do here." And I
Wow.
did. So
And
it
it
was
was
really
like,
cool.
Wow. A whole
very
new
Yeah.
cool.
world right there.
I know, yeah.
How'd you
It
feel
was
when she
pretty
told
cool.
you that? Did you feel like teach me the way, sensei, or were you like, how dare you, try to do
Oh no,
that?
I was like, please tell me, please anything. I was like, because at the time, like I was bouncing in between homelessness. I've been homeless for a lot of years because I ran away from home when I was like 17.
Mm.
Oh, wow.
So I was like homeless and I was like bouncing in between like staying like on cots and garages or people's couches, and I was working like 2 part-time jobs and
Wow.
trying to strip, and I was like, please, I will do anything. I was like, I'm already a really sexual person. I've already like I have a little side Tumblr where I post like nudes and stuff like that. So like I have no problem with that, obviously. I was like, just show me how to do it. And so she taught me a lot that I needed to know, and she gave me a lot of resources. I ended up spending probably about 3 months straight just watching other cam models and
Research.
building up,
Yes.
yeah, and like building up this idea of like what I wanted to be and like what I wanted to aim for. And I've still been kind of like morphing that throughout the years, but it's been really fun. It's like one of the best decisions I've ever made, and honestly, it has changed my life for the positive, like 100 times fold.
Wow.
That's
Wow.
great.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
It's
it's
awesome.
really
good to
cool.
hear that come up story like that, you know?
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
exactly. So I
it
mean,
was
like,
really nice.
I guess like I'm wondering like what's like even like the next step. So like I guess like what I don't even know like really like because I don't know where to start with the questions for that, because like it's also still like such a whole new world, I guess, to for like the online sex work, I guess, right? So I guess first off, like the latest news that happened with Bella Thorne, right? Was it Bella Thorne who came
Mhm.
on to OnlyFans? Like how'd
Right.
you feel about that moment?
Um,
Like when she came on? Yeah.
so I've actually been talking to Bella because I am sub to her
Oh,
account, and I
okay.
had like a little bit of a conversation with her, and I was like, like because I know that she's dipped her toes in sex work before. She actually directed an award-winning porn for Pornhub in 2019,
Oh wow.
and it's beautiful. It's so well done. It's called I think His and Hers, if you want to see it, but it's really good.
Put the link in
Um, yeah.
the.
And so like I messaged her a little bit and I was like, hey, like as another sex worker, I want to let you know, like, I do understand, like, that a lot of this, I don't think that you did this on purpose, because I don't think she did
Not
everything
malicious. Yeah.
maliciously. No, I think she just wanted to log on. She wanted something to do, you know, and in my opinion, personally, anyone can use OnlyFans, which I do. I mean, the site isn't made just for sex workers. There are sites like that that are for sex workers. I'm actually moving to one now. I'm slowly trying to move my content over. But like, you know, I was like, I don't want you to think you're universally hated. I just think that like maybe reaching out and like saying something might be helpful. And she was like, thank you for saying something. Like, I don't want people to think that I'm doing this. And like, she was really sweet. She ended up like giving me a shout out in her DMs to her followers, which is pretty cool.
Wow, yeah.
But she's like, yeah, but like I had mixed feelings about it, because I understood why everyone was upset, but I felt like it was wrong to be upset at her. I felt like the upset should have been at the site itself, because there's a lot of problems with the site.
Oh, by the way, sorry. For people who don't know what the whole controversy with Bella Thorne is, I guess could you summarize it and then get back to the spot where you are, just in case for people who might be listening.
Oh yeah, so Bella Thorne hopped on OnlyFans. She made an account. A lot of people assumed she was going to do nudes. She didn't. But she never explicitly stated she was going to. And then she ended up making like $2 million in like a week. And it completely threw off the whole algorithm of the site. And there was a bunch of issues along with it. And that ended up restricting the amounts that people could send, the amount of people that models could cash out. And it was causing a lot of issues with the money flow with models, and, you know, bringing a lot of negative as well as positive attention to the platform. That's basically what happened.
Nice.
Right. And did any of that affect you personally, just out of curiosity? Like,
no, the two biggest things was that they capped the amount of money that you could charge for pay to view videos. So like, if you send out a DM of a video, you can mark it so that people have to pay to see it and click it, and it'll go straight to their DMs. And I don't send out pay to view videos. I just post everything on my feed. And then the other one was no one that was a fan could send any tip higher than like $100.
Oh.
But like, I usually just get like $20 to $50 tips. I don't usually get like big tips. So I didn't really.
So like a random person couldn't give you just like a bunch of money at a time unless they're your fan, right?
Yeah, and even if they were my fan, they that amount was capped, because the issue was that people were going and she had put out like a really expensive pay-to-view video. Someone bought it, or people would tip for extra stuff, which she wouldn't deliver on. And then they did chargebacks, and the chargebacks were so numerous. It was like a few $100,000 worth of chargebacks, which just fucks with the site so bad. And they're already having tax evasion issues. Wow. And so they're having a lot of money problems. And it made it so that way people would do chargebacks less, because then people started flooding other models, giving them a bunch of money, and then getting the content and then charging all the money back and just getting it back. And then they had the content and the money. So it was like, it just kind of fucked with everyone's flow really bad.
That's not really fair to anybody, but like you said, I mean, that wasn't really what she intended to do, and everyone makes mistakes, really. So that's really cool that you got to talk to her about that and kind of get her side of things, you know, because everybody's
ready to cancel and just be angry, I guess, right?
Yeah.
But see, the other thing too is that I don't want to be 100% like a spokesperson in any way for the sex work community that experienced that, because I am a femme presenting, white, thin model, and there are a lot of models that were affected by this that weren't cis, or were people of color, and there's a lot of people that are affected by that in ways that I can't grasp or understand. So that's why I have kind of been quiet on the Bella Thorne thing, or really any of the sex worker issues, because it's like, unless I'm 100% experiencing like what everyone else is experiencing, I don't want to come out like my experience is the whole. Otherwise, I would be really, that would be insincere.
For sure. And actually, I think that's really good that you say that, because I mean, all you can speak on is really your perspective.
Exactly. And my perspective is different than other sex workers in the community. Like there's a lot of people in the community. It's much bigger than people think. And it's like, I'm just such a tiny part of like what the experience is like,
Yeah. How has your experience been overall? I mean, it sounds like it is like growing and getting better. You said you're going to a new platform. It sounds like, and you said it's been better than like the times you've been a stripper. So, I mean, like how is it overall? Like, how is I guess the work for it, I guess. I don't even really know like how to say it.
It's a lot of hard work. I have to be working pretty constantly. But it's 100% worth it. Like I was saying earlier, like it's completely transformed my life. It's made my life better in so many ways. And I don't just mean like the money from it or anything. I mean like the people that I've met, the opportunities I've been offered. Like if I didn't go into sex work, I wouldn't have met my best friend and my boyfriend. Like it, and I've just like I've had so many like amazing experiences, and I've been able to change like my mentality around life and stuff. Like based on sex work. Like it's been fantastic. It's one of
Yeah,
the best experiences I've ever had.
that sounds fantastic. And
For
that's
real.
another thing that, is finally starting to get talked about. I feel like, I'm sure it's been talked about for a while, but it's gaining traction. But how sex work is work, it's got such a stigma, so many haters out there, but like sex work is just work. And a lot of people don't realize that, and
Mhm.
I feel like that's really a sad thing, but I'm glad that it's sort of becoming something that's talked about more and more, because clearly sex work has changed your life for the better forever. And what's wrong with that,
Yeah. And there's
So,
definitely like a lot of people I think shouldn't do sex work. I mean, I have some pretty strong stances on like, if you're trying to do it just for quick money, or you're
Mm.
trying to do it but you have like bigger career plans later in the future, I really, really don't recommend it to people. Like I always, when people come to me for advice, I love offering advice, but the first question I always ask is, I'm like, are you okay with your friends, your family, and your coworkers all seeing you do sexually explicit content? Because if you do this, the chance that you will get doxxed or it will get leaked and they will see it is exponentially high no matter what you do. And like it's going to be on the internet forever, and you will lose out on future job opportunities. This and doing my own art is what I want to do for my job. And
hmm,
I have some like future plans, but like I don't want to go into any different kind of career fields, so this is totally fine for me. But like when it's like 18, 19-year-old girls and they're like, I just want to
Mm.
be able to pay my bills through college, I'm like, no. Like it's much more worth it for your mental health and for your future to like go into like a part-time job or something like that.
Hmm.
yeah, that's really
So
great advice. Yeah, that's really cool.
It is.
because
And yeah, it's
people always ask
responsible.
me, yeah, people always ask me, they're like, can you give me advice? Or they're like, why don't you push your affiliate link because you can make money off of that? And I'm like, I'm not going to push people into sex work because it is a huge decision.
That's really good.
Yeah.
It's really responsible that you say it like that too, because I mean, yeah, like it's like nothing against it, but there is like such a heavy culture against it too, right? And we don't really know how things are going to go in the future. Hopefully more people come around to it where you can change career paths if you want or whatever.
Oh,
But
yeah.
yeah, right now this is the reality, right?
Yeah, because it would be fantastic if you could go into sex work and have an OnlyFans and then also go be like a teacher or a doctor or a lawyer. But like
Yeah.
right now, you can't. And like people are getting kicked out of colleges for their like professor finding their OnlyFans. And it's like,
Dang.
that's unfortunate, and I wish that wasn't real, but because it is real, I do have to warn people about it.
Yeah, absolutely. I guess
Yeah.
what other topics are you like really passionate about within sex work?
I'm really passionate about my main thing is mostly like I try to dissuade like younger girls from like, oh, I just turned 18, I want to get into this. Like I try to dissuade from that, but also a big thing that I try to talk about is that like, sex workers are not lazy. They are not, riddled with STDs, and they're not gonna have sex with whoever or be sexually explicit with whoever because they are sex workers. Like every single model that I've ever worked with or that anyone I know has worked with, you have to be full panel tested for STDs before any shoot.
Oh, that's good.
And yeah, and if you test positive for anything, you either have to go through, full treatment until you don't have it, or you're basically blacklisted.
Makes sense.
And yeah, and so that's very, very strong. And then even with me, like I'm demisexual, so I can only really have sex with people I have a really strong attraction to. So I'll get people who are like, hey, do you want to shoot together? And it's like, no, I only shoot with my boyfriend, not because I have any, negative connotations towards shooting with other people, but I just don't enjoy it. And like the biggest thing of sex work is like it's about enjoyment
That's
and
what I hope so.
pleasure and fantasy. Yeah. So it's like, so I want to do what I'm enjoying and what brings me the most pleasure. And right now that's either doing solo stuff or doing stuff with my boyfriend. So like, that's what I try to focus on, is like making it about like safety and pleasure and like pushing this idea that we're just normal people living normal jobs or living normal lives and having normal jobs. It's just that our job happens to be what people do in their free time, we do on camera.
Hey.
Yeah.
Honestly, I would say it's even more crucial these days, you know, when we can't go out and meet people. So
Right.
So
super
many people
helpful.
that come in. Yes, I have so many people that join my OnlyFans and they're like, "Hey, can we just like talk? Like I'm just bored." Or like when I'm on Twitch, like I have people that come in and they're like, "Hey, can we just like hang out and talk?" And like I had one guy the other night and he was going through a breakup with his girlfriend and like we ended up talking for like 3 or 4 hours on OnlyFans, and you know, I was just like, "Yeah, just like vent to me, like tell me your side." And then like
wow.
we discussed it and like I shared some of my stories, and like I have like this really genuine connection with a lot of my fans that I really enjoy. Like some of them are some of my best friends. Like my mod for Twitch also was an OnlyFans subscriber, and now he's like literally one of my best friends like ever. Like I talk to him every day.
Wow.
That's really cool.
That's
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, it's really cool.
That's awesome. On a totally different note there, I'm just curious, you know, as far as like the cosplay and anime stuff, I know you said Full Metal Brotherhood high up there on the list, or your favorite, but like what anime really kind of inspired you to like get into cosplay and all just the rest of the things that come with being a nasty weeb?
Well, I will admit to you that my cosplay start was not anime. My first cosplay was Dean Winchester from Supernatural, but
Okay.
with pink hair. But I think the first anime that I ever cosplayed was from Naruto, because Naruto was the first anime that I watched all the way through.
Nice.
And it like really like emotionally got to me. And then like Full Metal Alchemist was after that, but I haven't cosplayed anything from that. And then it's just kind of like branched off from there. But I'd say my top two would probably be Naruto and Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood.
Who's your favorite Naruto?
Kakashi.
All right.
Hey.
Good taste. Yep.
Yeah, that's
I like
a good
it.
one.
I mean, who doesn't like Kakashi? I feel like
Oh,
everybody. Like, does anyone not like Kakashi? Except for
If
people
they
who
do,
are
they
trying to
have
kill
problems.
him? Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Even the people trying to kill him are like, "You're cool, Kakashi." Everyone else can get these hands. I don't know.
Exactly. Yeah. My only body pillow is Kakashi. So.
Hey.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I
The
was wondering
only
what you were
one.
pointing at there.
Yeah.
Wow.
Nice.
That's awesome. I mean, I feel like that's the best answer, honestly, for favorite character in Naruto, personally.
Right.
And who's your favorite in Full Metal?
Mm,
Also, do you like Brotherhood or original more?
Brotherhood. Because I
Nice.
like that it sticks to the manga better.
Yeah.
I'd have to say Edward's probably my favorite. I can relate to him a lot.
Really? I guess like the sort of like willing to fight for people and maybe short type of stuff. Don't like
Short,
milk.
angry,
Yeah.
I don't like milk, ready to fight, like if for anybody he loves. Like I
Crucial.
get it.
Is absolutely
Yeah.
necessary. I like that.
Yeah.
Dope. And then one thing definitely like I have been wanting to talk about like the Black Lives Matter movement, because especially since I see it on your window back there, right?
Yeah, that's what I was
Oh,
curious
yeah.
about as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like, how? First of all, like, how is the situation? I guess there, like the protests and all that, and then, yeah, I guess like, what's been your perspective with the whole movement over there?
So for the first like 2 or 3 weeks, I was in a lot of the protests. The only reason that I stopped going in them was after like consecutive nights of like being thrown to the ground and being tear gassed and like all this stuff. Like it became like a really heavy toll on my body. So I had to like move a lot of my protesting efforts to like, you know, like fundraising and supporting in ways that I could. And so it's very chaotic here. But I mean, my stance is always going to be the chaos is completely caused by either people who are taking advantage of the fact that the cops are, you know, attacking protesters, or it's the cops themselves. Because like the nights that the police haven't been there, the protests have been peaceful, and it's been like mothers and, you know, like people with leaf blowers and stuff like that. And then it's like every time the police become involved, all of a sudden it's like I have to close my windows because there's so much tear gas in the
Oh my
street.
god.
Yeah, I just
That's
heard.
like
So
on
you're like
Twitter.
right in the middle of it.
I'm pretty close. I'm right across the river, but a lot of the times they come through here as well, like either going
Yeesh.
this way or going that way. And what really upsets me the most is when they start tear gassing is that a lot of the homeless people that lived across the river where it is the worst, they came over here because the police didn't, care. They were just like gassing at random and just like gassing full, encampments of people that were not protesters or anything, just homeless people just trying to survive. So a lot of them came over here. And then the police also came over here and started gassing over here as well. And it's
Good
like
Lord.
they don't have anywhere to go, and it's like
Mhm.
they don't have the same resources. They don't have the gas masks and things. And it's like, so me and one of my friends were trying to hand out like, like N95s and stuff like that to like
Mm.
people, and like, water bottles to like clear out your eyes. Because it's like, it's just really, it's really difficult to see that and know that these people can't do anything about it. I mean, along with also the protesters who are just holding signs,
Mhm. Yeah, it's like honestly, I worry about like everybody. It just sounds so unfortunate, like what's happening there. Like I don't really understand like the brutality, like how you answer protesters who are asking you to stop, beating people up with just more violence. I don't understand that,
Oh
and
yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
also personally, I do want to say thank you for, I guess, for getting involved. Honestly, like for doing things. Honestly, that's scary. I don't blame you if you were to be like, I can't or I don't want to be involved. But it means a lot that we do have so many allies that are willing to stand up for our rights. Honestly, right?
It's
Absolutely.
important to me. It's like it's like it's I don't even like really I don't know, it's just it would be intrinsic to my being to do it,
Hmm.
because it's like I can't just
I mean, just like you said about
stand
Edward,
by
right?
and yeah, it's like I can't just stand by and watch people suffer. That would be ridiculous to me. And so like it's just I don't know, it's and it's like they're so the cops are so aggressive here. Like Jesus
That's what I
Christ, it's
heard.
a
I've
nightmare.
heard that like it's been like historically aggressive, like right. Like is that
Oh
true?
yeah.
Like I
Oh
thought
yeah.
Portland was a nice place.
Oh
Right?
God, no. Like even just like one night I was with a small group of people and I was standing there. I had a cardboard sign. It just said BLM, and they started like chasing down people and pushing them through the streets, and I couldn't keep running. I have like really bad asthma, and so I stopped and I was just standing there holding my sign, and this cop looked direct at me. He like lit the little tear gas thingy and he just went like this from
Wow.
like 5 feet away, like right at me. And then
Oh
like
my
one of my
God.
friends had a heat resistant glove and he like grabbed it and he like lobbed it away, but I wasn't doing anything. And like I've seen them like like beat the crap out of people, shoot them point blank with these rubber bullets and like blood, and like it's just
It makes no sense at all.
it
It's
makes
just
no
crazy.
sense. It's ridiculous.
Man.
And it's just and then the mayor is like, he's all like, oh well, I don't see, if they just calm down. And then he got tear gassed one night, and
Yep.
he was like, we need to stop this,
I
and we're like,
saw
yeah, no
that.
head.
I don't understand like
Thanks, man.
how like they can use weapons that aren't even used in warfare against their
Yeah,
own people, right? And only
nightly.
until it happens to them, then okay, maybe we shouldn't do it. Oh, it got to the
Yeah,
suburbs. The gas got to the suburbs. Okay, we
yeah.
gotta stop this, right?
It's like, oh no, the upper class people in the area who, voted against a second homeless shelter, they're being
Mhm.
gassed now. So we got to do something.
I don't understand
They're
why
the
it's so.
only ones.
I
I don't understand why it's so hard to get nice things in this country.
know.
It shouldn't
And
be
like
this hard.
and the hard part is that not killing people in the street shouldn't be a nice thing. That should be a regular thing. Like that's
Exactly.
the fucking problem.
That should be where we're starting. But oh, hey, can you guys not kill people? Ah,
Right.
how
That's like
dare
the
you?
bare minimum, you
I
know.
don't know about that. Like, and it's like, oh
Hmm.
my God.
I
And
don't
like
know if we
one
could
of
do our
my
jobs.
Exactly. It's ridiculous. I got in a huge fight on my Twitch the other night
Mm.
because I named one of my ooblets a cab, so that was fun.
Ooblets?
Yeah,
What
that's
is
a fun
that?
little game. It's this fun little indie game that's like it's still in kind of development, but it's like if Stardew Valley and Pokemon and Animal Crossing like
Ooh.
Oh
had
my.
a baby.
Oh my. The legendary
Yeah,
threesome to
it's
make the
really
baby.
fun. Yeah,
Right?
it's so great. And it's like the ooblets, that those are like technically the Pokemon. But it's like ooblets, and instead of like battling, they have like little dance battles, and then if you win, then the other
Right?
ooblet like gives you a special seed, and you can plant that seed and get more ooblets. It's great.
Oh my God. Godswill, that one's definitely for you for the dancing.
Oh yeah.
Sign me up. I get you're right. It's like first PC game I'll play in a long time, I guess, right?
We're going to be playing that one later tonight,
Right.
along with Hellblade, of course. But
Ooh, yes,
Oh,
yes,
yeah.
yes, definitely.
Hellblade and Ooblets.
That is
Got
going to
it.
be
Yes.
a worthy. Yeah, now Ooblets. I heard everyone's talking about Among Us right now. So.
Oh yeah, that's all I see people playing. Are you
Mm.
playing that at all, Lana?
I haven't played it yet, but my friend Alice wanted me to join her on her Twitch stream tonight, I think, and she was gonna try Among Us.
Okay.
So yeah, because I haven't played it yet, but I'd love to try it. Like I love trying out new games with my friends. So.
I mean,
Yeah.
I've heard it's actually pretty intense and like can get scary, even though it's like
It sounds like
so
Mafia,
chibi.
right? Yeah, like it sounds like a game of Mafia just through your phone or something, or Werewolf or something like that. I have no clue what the game is really about. Just that there's a killer or something like that, and you're trying to find them in like some sort of space thing. I don't know anything.
I think that's all I've really seen too. I haven't I've just seen like Twitter posts about it, but I haven't like looked at it, which I probably should. But
Yeah, I mean,
I
I've
know,
seen
right?
screenshots, but other than that, just people saying like, "Oh my god, this game's so scary," and I'm like, "How? They're so cute."
I know I'm like,
I don't
oh
get
look, it's
You're scared of
2D Fall
humanity.
Guys. Like, what is?
I know, right? Yeah, that's what I thought it was Fall Guys at first.
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
like, man, I am happy like with all like the little games and stuff that's happening, and I mean it's been a crazy year. I mean, just so much craziness. Like, I mean, you're like in the heart of it, and I'm really happy that you've been so bubbly and just so buoyant, honestly, throughout this whole interview too. Like it's still spread like where I feel better for you than I guess the situation
Mhm.
really is, right? Man.
Exactly.
I
Yeah.
have a lot of spiders to make it better. So and I got a new ball python and I have a really chunky dog. So
Wow. I was about to
I'm
shit. Wow, what's the python's name? Is it
Anakin.
Yeah, I
you
just
were
saw
the
that,
chosen
and
one
it's-
as he's choking you. You were the chosen.
Yeah.
No.
That python is slick too.
That's cool.
Is it full albino or like what's
So
the?
it's not albino. It's actually a pastel butter morph, meaning that like
Okay.
two pastels.
I know what that is.
Yeah, and they bred together, and now he's pure white, but he has blue eyes, and it's
Yeah.
like it's really cool. And he's like, but he's not albino. You can just barely see the patterning on him in certain light, and
Mhm.
like he's really cool. He's very needy though. He's such a little weenie boy.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I know a lot goes into the breeding of ball pythons. One of my old managers bred ball pythons, and he one day just went on a rant for like 3 hours of work, which was nice because I didn't do anything the whole time. But yeah, no, he told me all about like the pastels and the banana and like all the different patterns and like the combos you have to get and years that it takes to get certain purities and stuff. So you got a gym there for
The
sure.
more you dive into this stuff, that's crazy. That's cool though. I've never seen these. I gotta look up the pictures. It looks like
oh yeah,
it's on the internet.
It's so cool.
That's so cool. One day I'll get a pet. I don't even have a pet right now. I'm sort of enjoying being super lazy, and I'm like, I really want a pet. I've always wanted a dog. I'd be down for a spider. Well, not yet. Let me get some. Let me get like some normal pets first. Then
that's fair.
yeah.
You gotta. I mean, you can go with like the middle ground for cats and dogs and get a ferret. Like I got,
Ferret sounds hard.
It's not that bad. I mean, they hide your shit, but other than that, it's not so bad. They're very friendly. They need attention. I mean, their nature is just pretty much between a cat and a dog. Got 2 of them actually, but yeah,
that sounds pretty neat.
You'll see them when you come down.
Yes, I'm definitely gonna see how that looks. That's cool. Well, shoot. Do you have any other questions? Like, this has been like a great first time. Like I definitely would love to talk some more like in the future. Like you seem super super cool, and I'm gonna be checking out like more of these movies, and especially like when Hellblade 2 comes out. I gotta hit you up for that because nobody else knows Hellblade, which makes me sad.
I know, right? And then you have to like explain to them. They're like, "Oh, I'll try it." And then like if like a week later you're like, "Did you try it?" And they're like, "No." And I'm like, "You should."
I know, right? Unfortunately, it's just one of those games that people like put on the back burner. They buy it, they download it. Matt.
Man.
I believe
I knew you were gonna call me out, bro. I knew it.
I know, like not saying you are gonna do this, but this is just what people do, So like Matt, watch out, don't do that, right?
Okay, I got you, man.
Yeah.
As soon as I download it.
You're a trustworthy guy. I believe in you, so I know you're gonna play this game. I know you're gonna love it. But other people, they do that, So yeah.
I got you.
But overall, like Lana, like this has been an amazing conversation, and honestly, thank you for being so open with us, especially about like the sex life. I was like, oh my God, can I talk about that? Oh,
Right.
And then,
I'm pretty open about everything. Like, kind of the way that I view it is, I'm like, I mean, like 2 million people on Pornhub have seen my butthole. Like, what do I have to hide at this point? Like what do I have that I'm more wanting to conceal than that? So
true. True. Very true. Well,
makes sense.
I gotta research, for the next time we can talk, and then, but like this has been great. Like Matt, what do you think? I guess, do you have any other questions or?
Yeah, man. I mean, I totally am on the same page there. It's been super productive, super interesting, and definitely would like to have you again. I guess, kind of in parting, just for the fans out there, just tell them, what's on your mind today. What do you feel like? Telling people out there, either new fans now or, fans who are listening.
Yeah, and also where can fans find you?
And this too, yeah.
Oh, yeah. So to find me, I would say LanaBee Official on Twitter. I also am LanaBee Gaming on Twitch. And then, like, if you go to, like, my Twitter, my Instagram, which are both LanaBee Official, you can find, like, all my links to everything. And then I'm just LanaBee on Pornhub,
Cool.
I would say, like, my number one, like, thing that I'd want to say, especially to, like, everyone right now, this is what I always stress to my fans, which is, like, make sure no matter what you're doing, you're drinking water, eating some protein, and if you have some medication, take it, don't forget it, and just, like, try to remain as self-loving as possible in these times, because, that's everybody needs a little bit of love, and one of the best people that can give it to yourself is you.
Fantastic.
Well said. Honestly,
yeah, I couldn't have said it better myself.
Crucial for today, unfortunately. But
yeah,
take care of yourself, because times are crazy out there, huh?
Yeah, you be safe out there.
Yeah, exactly. And then I guess, Matt, like, is there anything that you'd like to say? Thanks for being on the podcast. This is the first time that we've hosted together, and I really enjoyed it.
Bro,
yeah,
I enjoed.
You brought a wonderful
the
guest
hell
on.
out of it. It was awesome. So, 100%. Thanks for having me/us on. And hopefully all three of us get together again soon.
Can't wait.
Yeah, thank you guys so much. This was really awesome.
Thank you. Yeah, this was a great time. And as always, to everybody out there, stay dope. Please share, like this, tell us what you think. Tell us if you want to be on the podcast. Tell us if you'd like to see somebody on the podcast. I don't know, like, we like talking to all types of people from all types of walks of life. As long as they're down to talk to us, I'm down to talk to them.
Do it.
And become friends with everybody, like, I mean, hopefully, like, we can, like, really, like, hang out and, like, play these games together. Like, maybe I need to start Among Us now. Maybe I need to start these horror movies now. We're going to learn something from everybody that we talk to. So, maybe I'll get into horror now. I don't know. So
we'll start a club.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. I'm down.
Over Zoom.
Let go. I'm about it. But, as always, thank you so much for being on the podcast. Thanks for listening to the podcast or watching the podcast. And as always, stay dope, everyone. Peace.
Later.